Charlene Shortsleeve. And I used to run 288 Lark, and I owned this place and was a talent buyer. I was just always drawn to Lark Street. I could feel the energy just approaching it. I was actually just minding my own business, hanging an art show in a place that was getting ready to open, 288 Lark. And the owner, all of a sudden just like giving me the keys, it goes, "Take over, I just met this girl, I gotta go." So, I didn't really know anything about it. I just started booking bands. Lark Street was full of artists and bands back then. It was like Blotto lived right next door to me. The ADs lived right across the street. It was a great time to be on Lark Street. I would get like all these press kits in the mail. Post office said I get more mail than the mayor. I had 4 separate deliveries a day, so I had a lot to go through. I'd have like a no pile, a maybe pile, a yes pile, and a hell yes pile. Albany special because it's kind of the center of everything. It's like 2.5 hours from New York, 2.5 hours from Boston, 2.5 hours from Canada. We had some artistic differences after a while at 288. And then I got a call for Duck Soup. They had saw in the newspaper that I wasn't working at 288. And they needed somebody to book bands there. And I wound up there for a while. Saw this place and this back room wasn't here. It was only the front building. Found out there was land behind it, and I'm like, that's gotta be it. It's such an awesome historic building. It's so pop, And I was like, yeah, we can build it. We can build it. And we didn't even have enough money to paint the walls black at first. We had to open with the white walls. I was like, oh, well, it didn't matter that much because nobody was really looking at the walls. So bands wanted to play here, especially New York bands, because I advertised in the Village Voice. The thing that pulled it all together was everybody that worked here was an artist. It's just everybody just like related to each other so well and helped each other out. And it made it a really special place. Actually, 10,000 Maniacs began calling me before they even had a tape to send me. And then he sent me a tape and I thought he was kidding. I'm like, this gotta be some really well-known band. So I was like, when can you get here? I had the band, the Goo Goo Dolls, who had sent me a tape, and I really liked it. And they told me, whenever you need somebody to fill in, call us right away, like they lived down the street or something. I knew they didn't live in Albany, but I thought they just lived a little outside of Albany. And I was wondering why they never wanted to do a sound check. It's because they lived in Buffalo, and they had to work at 5 and then drive 5 hours to get here. And they got here just like at 10 o'clock, time to go on stage. There was a lot of time spent in court because the neighbors, especially one, would take us to court for, sound problems. All the taxi drivers thought I was a lawyer because I went to court so often. I had to put a nipper dog up on top of the tower, but then I got a letter from the city. They considered a sign that was installed without their permission. So we had to take the dog down, get a license for the dog, and put the dog back up. It seemed like we were at the top of the cycle when everything was meshed together. Really seeing bands go from just playing to 5 people to seeing them playing in stadiums, I totally love that. I was really happy it worked out really well for a lot of people, and people won't forget it.